What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 128, being recorded on September 27th, 2021. I am your host, Darth Moocher. I'm joined here with Scott Solo.
What's up, nerds?
We got Grand Admiral Franz.
Hey, everybody.
Got Bootleg Joe here.
Can I say happy birthday to my beautiful wife, Desiree?
You may.
She's probably listening. Happy
birthday, Des.
Say no, but you just went and did it anyway.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Des.
Happy birthday.
And the Fallen Fett is here with us.
Hey guys, what's up? Happy birthday, Des.
Look at that
Yes.
room coming together and the Fet's
It is
there.
coming. Everybody who's on YouTube, check that out. That's why we become a visual podcast, because it's looking good. It's looking good. We might have a guest coming on with us straight from the RLU that hopefully he pops in, and when he does, we'll intro him, and maybe he's a familiar voice to some of you guys. Hopefully, we'll see. But before we get going on all the Star Wars talk that we have this week, we do want to give a shout out to our Patreons.
Yeah. Hey, thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. We really appreciate you. Let's give a special shout out to Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour podcast, Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network, Crystal M. Fear, Brandon and Anya Epler, and AJ from the Forbidden Panel. Thank you, everybody. And if you want to consider becoming a patron, so we shout you out, which we're probably going to do anyway because you're all in our chat, log into patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast and just consider giving us just subscribe. Please, we could use it. I spent all our money.
Add more color to the backgrounds.
That's right. That's right.
No, I'm kidding. And in our pit that's being digested now, so let's shout out who's with us here.
All right. We have got, let's go back up to the top. Jake Peterson, Treebeard from Treebeard's Toy Box, Douglas Tupper. Again, he was, I just gave that guy a shout out. We got Michael Gutierrez in there. Gavin Connor, just gave that guy a shout out too. Scott Solo. Oh, that's me. Hey, Bootleg. Oh, that's Bootleg. Santo 1414. And yeah, so far that's it. And I'm sure my father-in-law, Don, is watching as well. So Hi, Don.
Very, very cool. All right, guys. The moment we've been here, we got new Star Wars content.
Whoa.
I know, right? It's so fun
and
to say that.
Clink just popped in. So hi,
Oh,
Clink.
what's up, Clink? Yeah. So, of course, we're going to be talking about Star Wars Visions that dropped last week, and I'm hoping everybody in the chat got the chance to view it, because if not, we are going to be going through basically overall talk. We're going to be, breaking down the episodes. We're going to be spoiling whatever it is, so spoiler warning, here it is, right? We're going to get to as many episodes as we can today, and then if we can't get to all, which I'm sure we're not going to, we're going to continue it on next week, because I'm sure a couple of these are going to get heated. A couple of these are going to get might be some crying. It might be some deep discussion, because overall, I'm just going to say, it's like overall as this concept that we got, I'm happy with it. I give it about a solid B, in my opinion. So it's a cool concept. Yes, it's not canon. There's a lot of things that I wish happened, or more familiarity with it and stuff like that. But again, it was a fun ride. What do you guys think?
I agree. I thought it was a lot of fun. Some of the episodes were fantastic. Other episodes were pretty good. And there's a couple that I'm just like, oh hell no, I'm good. Don't need no more of that.
Yeah, that taking it in, knowing that it wasn't canon, so I went in there pretty open-minded and didn't really care. So I enjoyed some of it. I'm not an anime guy, so watching some of it, I recognized where it was kind of coming from or what it would look like, and I was like, okay, I get it, why it's this exaggerated or this. So I was cool with everything. I liked all that. It was just there's a couple episodes in there that are, I thought they were lazy and horrible, and I'll blast into them in a little while. But the Ninth Jedi is just you can put that in canon right now, and I'll be okay with it. Yeah,
so many great. We'll get into it, but so many cool concepts that just
Yeah.
Go for it, Joe.
I gave it at least an A-.
Yeah, this is your cup of tea,
because,
right?
Because I love anime. I love the samurai story. It was like, for me, it was a perfect blend of the Jedi story, samurai story, perfect blend. So,
Ernie, is this your thing? I know you like the samurai stuff and Japanese anime and stuff. So I mean, like you would Bootleg, I think, was mainly the audience for this. I think
It was very cool. It's a great chance to open up and show a different perspective.
Yeah.
I do want to watch them singly, like by themselves each day, because I just kept letting them roll.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
it kind
gotcha.
of gets jumbled. And the way that anime is kind of like it's like your little kid trying to explain to you what happened at school. Because they go
That's
on and they
perfect.
start
That's like
the
a perfect
story,
example.
and then
Yep.
they jump back to something else, and then they'll jump forward. And as you're watching, you're just like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
And
That was
you got to
me
put
a
it all
couple times, yeah.
together. Correct, right. So doing that a couple times, like I do think that people should go back and just watch one,
Mhm.
you know, and don't let it keep rolling and rolling to, well, I thought this, well, that was a different story. You know what I mean? Because you do have some that kind of blended, but it was cool. And then at times too, I found myself like, there's only one that I was bothered by. And it's the one, it's funny because we were joking about it right before the show. There's one that has the Ferris Bueller song in it. And that bugged me. Did you guys not catch that?
No, are you talking about
when he runs through the yards? That's in one of the episodes. Yes. So that's all I'm thinking while I'm watching it. I'm just like, oh, why is this happening?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Oh, yeah. It was the other one where he
was running and jumping on the trampoline over the fences and
It's a cut out of that song, and they just kept looping that part.
Wow.
And so that's up here in my head. It was really hard for me to focus because like I that's all I kept hearing, and so I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell myself, stop. And
you know,
that was hard.
I watched like 3 episodes a day. So I watched the first 3. The next day I watched the next 3, and then the next day. And I think every one I got up, I was like, okay, that was cool. There was a couple I was just like, you know, like Chris, I said, put this in canon now. And there's a couple I was just like, oh my God. Again, we're going to break all these episodes down in a minute, but I kind of feel, and I'm familiar with Japanese anime and stuff like that. Besides the first one, the duel, right? That which was so stylized, like stylized to the point where I was expecting that through and through, and I knew we were going to get some of the bubbly ones, like T.O., right? That was awesome, but for the most part, the other ones were kind of like the same, almost the same style, just maybe a little bit more energetic. And I don't know, I was expecting a lot more flash, if that's a thing. I
thought a whole bunch of different styles were represented in there. I thought that was pretty cool. I think the first style is by itself, you know, was awesome. The way it looked. But then you get to the more, you know, like you said, the colorful ones and the twins, or Astro Boy looking a little bit a different style, or that like that. You know, a couple of them are similar. The last one, I don't even know how to say it. Right?
I don't either. And honestly,
one,
Chris,
like 3 of them had that same style.
Yeah, and I don't even remember that one. I have to go back and watch it. So if we don't get to that one, we'll definitely hit that one next week too. Because I got to watch it again. I kind of
have the same problem with that one that I have with the Bride that we'll get into. Both of them had the same problem.
Which one was that?
The last one, Akir.
Akakiri.
That and the Village Bride. The Village Bride I will tear apart in a minute. I just can't stand it.
Yeah.
But those two have a similar problem. Everything else I think was okay.
Yeah.
You know,
is this something that we would like to see more of coming into the fold? Maybe not. Yeah,
there's some of them have a natural continuation. I mean, there needs to be more story to those. Others, not so much. Like the twins, that's a one and done thing. But the duel, I know they've created a book about the Ronin that happens after his duel on that planet. And then La Pinocho, that one needs to be continued. And so does the Ninth Jedi. I want to see more from many of them. Not all of them, but
yeah. I like it. Like I said, the concept to me fit. It was good. I've always said there's room in Star Wars for a lot of things. This is just another extension of that, and to bring in, like I said, Japanese anime to it. It was good. It was good. I'm not mad at it. I'm like, oh, this is like I've heard some things, you know, some I think more good than bad than anything as far as the overall Visions, series, and I think people are asking for a continue, like maybe not necessarily a continuation, but a Visions Part 2, Visions Part 3, and maybe some other, not just Japanese anime, maybe some other influences that, you know, bring it into
Just a whole bunch of short stories and different.
I think it'd be great, man. I think
fine.
there's room
as long
for
as
it.
we all know what they are.
Yeah,
and people don't start crying canon, and I can make canon what I want, because that's not what canon means. As long as we know what it doesn't count in a movie. If it comes up and you can't say that happened,
100%,
and we're not going to theory craft through it, right? And that's the thing. But these things are cool. I would like to see them. I'm okay with it, but it causes confusion in the fandom. And then everybody.
These were canon. It would be like, okay, stop.
Oh no.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, all of these actually could be canon. Honestly, they could be. And I'm gonna say because
Ninth Jedi could be canon. That's really
well. The
Ninth Jedi could be canon.
Maybe. What time frame was that?
Was post sequel
it's a
trilogy.
sequel area or
Stormtroopers,
because they're all over the place.
Yeah. But the Stormtroopers were wearing the
First Order Trooper helmets.
Yeah, First Order Trooper helmets.
Okay.
What I say is that it's like, because you don't. There's a lot, like Chris said. There's not a lot of pinpointing a time frame, and there's a lot of the same good versus light, and a lot of stuff there where it's like, you could fit these into, except for the main bad guys. You have to change that around a little bit, because
the T-Bob to me felt like it was way in the future with all the hieroglyphs in the back. If you caught those, they were telling our story.
Oh, the Toby one.
Yeah.
Toby. Yeah.
That was. That's kind of like way future.
Kind of felt that way.
I really wonder too if he was on Tatooine that had adapted or something.
I felt he was on Tatooine, and then how did I see it? I saw it like as a reinterpretation, like it wasn't within the universe. Like I kind of saw that as Obi-Wan and Luke, like a different version of a young boy wanting to become a Jedi.
Yeah.
Some of these, like the twins, I don't see that as part of a different story that could have happened within canon. I see that as a twist on Luke. I see it as a twist on Luke and Leia. They were made of the dark side. They were clones of Anakin or something. They were clones of something, right? Clones from Anakin. Maybe it was the opposite. Like if they weren't born on the light or pulled to the light, that's what they went to the dark. It was way over the top crap, but some of it. But
100%. It was.
I get it.
Yeah, like Visions.
Some of them could fit, but some of them were just like they were like what ifs. A completely different universe.
Now that you say it, like more, exactly, more like what ifs, and it is like, here's this artist's interpretation. If they wrote Star Wars, here's their bubble on that take. So nothing that we know familiar like that. So nothing was familiar except for a couple, like a Tatooine Rhapsody. That was the only thing that was familiar. Had familiar characters. Yeah. So let's just get in. Let's just start getting into it. I want the pit to get into it. We're gonna start with the duel. We're going to go into it and just kind of like overall talk it, and I guess if anybody has some interesting points to point out, go for it. The pit, just continue to live it up in there, and we'll get to you guys and throw your comments up. But the duel, the first one to hit you, that punches you in the face with this thing was amazing. Like this, again, the style of art was like, oh, hell yeah. And there's a reason why they kept showing the duel as the promo. You know what I mean? Like the aspects of the duel as the promo, because the art was fantastic, so stylized, so awesome. The voice, I think Lucy Liu voiced the Sith lady. I think she voiced it. So there's some familiar stuff in there. Wow, right?
I was in with the first 5 seconds, so I thought it was very cool that you get the stars, the galaxy,
yes,
in the background, and we did our drop down. Yeah, but then the way with the music in the background and it came up on the screen.
Yeah,
dude, I was like watching Channel 9 Saturday afternoon. Like I was ready for it. I was like, okay, here we go. Like
I love the really sketchy nature of all the characters, how it didn't look like crisp, clean anime. And I love the fact that it was black and white, except for the pops of color here and there that really draw your attention.
The important parts, right?
It was like a cool film.
The Duel was my favorite. It was my favorite. It was my favorite one animation style, like animation wise. That was my favorite one easily, because that style of animation is the same thing like on that game Ghost of Tsushima. When they show the cinematics of certain legends they tell on there, it's the same style of animation, that choppy, grainy. Only certain colors are coming out. Everything else is like a bland color. And just the storyline of that whole thing.
I love
somebody that's hunting down Sith. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Trophies.
Before we get, so this is what I love about Star Wars, when a writer or anybody can take characters and almost like you look at them and they got a complete backstory. And this episode had like 20 of them. warlord guy on one side had a different look and a story to like the First Order helmets, to all these things, to the Trandoshan and the Death Star droid that had the Gatling gun. I mean, like
the probe droid being
the probe droid, dude.
Yeah,
that's what I was about to say. The Doug driving the probe droid. That was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that right there is like that is the epitome. That was epic, absolutely epic in a sense. Now, the story, the duel. Who is this guy? Is he a Sith hunter? Is he a Sith? He said he's not a Jedi, right? But he did not say he's not a Sith either.
He's like the opposite of an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Right?
And he's collecting, you can tell he's been battling other dark side wielders, force wielders, because he's got all the red Kybers.
Yeah.
So
he's like a Sith hunter, but he's not a Jedi.
But again, we got to take our minds out of what we we because it doesn't matter. Nothing we know matters at all.
True.
So yeah, he's basically an Inquisitor on the good side is what he is.
Right.
But then his droid.
Yeah, the R2 with the straw hat.
Droid with the straw hat. And he's like, have him repaired by the time this water finishes boiling. And I'm like, oh my God, that is just like so like kung fu-ish, old school movie. I'm like, oh my God, I love it. That now that I think about it, that one's like my favorite.
And it's old school and stuff, but it's very techy. It feels Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Because again, some of them don't, but this one feels like Star Wars. It was really cool.
Got that? It's got that mix of the high tech versus the just rural areas.
Yeah, which makes it feel Star Wars, right? Like Tatooine is that.
Yeah, to be the first one out of the gate, I think it pulled all the correct elements out of Star Wars to put them into somebody's story. From the animation to the story to the drawing to the character wise, like we're saying, it felt Star Wars. Yeah, they pulled all the right stuff, man. It was cool. I love that Marco described the stormtroopers taking like the broken masks and wearing them and different parts and everywhere, and they were in there gambling at first. That reminded me out of Pirates when they were doing the Chance Cup, the betting that they would do on the ship. Yeah, that was.
They could make a whole line of 6-inch Black Series figures just based 100%. On this one episode, and I'd buy them all. It would 100%. Be amazing. All in black and white. That would be amazing.
Again, and you know what? I thought about that. That's coming from our conversations our last two shows, and I thought, man, that really sucks that we don't have figures right now to go off of these stories. I would have loved a wave of all 8 different characters, one especially from each story. Would have been perfect just to have all right. And it would have been great marketing and perfect for us to go to.
Could have had the Celestin old man, which I thought was a risky move right off the bat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was
had I written that, I would have got canceled. No way. Saying whoever put him in there as that role was genius.
It was great, man. Everything was really cool on that very first episode of the story. And then it's just that how quick they are, minute wise, but we got it. Like, okay, they came in, they infiltrated, they were back again to collect. Here's this hunter, she's there, the Sith, right? And then they fight, and it
was an easy story to follow. Like this was an easy, straightforward follow. Like I said, the aha moment was, this guy's a Sith hunter or whatever. Like headcanon that. So
I want to know what the temple was behind the waterfall.
I was just gonna say that. Did you feel like that was kind of Obi? The face, the head.
Kind of. I'm looking at it going, okay, there's a whole other episode just right there. What's behind the waterfall?
Yeah,
I want more. So gimme.
Nice.
I would take that story. I would take more. Well, we're going to get more of that story because it's in a book.
Right.
I think my favorite part was him yelling, "I'm going to kill you." That was dope. Like you felt that too. Like they were close buddies. When she killed the boss-looking one and the droid yells,
yes.
Yes.
See, I think that's just like I don't know why I just thought about this now, but that's why this episode out of all of them is so enriched in detail because of the book. Yeah, you're right. So maybe we'll get mention of that temple and the waterfall, and then more backstory of how these ragtag groups or whatever became about, and
we'll find out what he is.
Yeah, so
they're going to they're going to lay it out and tell us.
Yeah.
What's your speculation, Chris? If we're jumping in here line talk with it, is he Sith? Is he Jedi? What?
I would think, and I've been into the first couple of parts of the book. I've had it for a month, and I'm only a little bit into it. I'm gonna have to go back into it and check, but I guess my thing would be like a reverse Inquisitor, like he's going after Sith.
Right.
There's obviously a bunch of them at this point because he's got a bunch. Yeah. When have we ever seen where he could have 8 red crystals?
Right.
Nowhere in any existence we've had in.
Especially if we.
Well, I think it's cool though that they actually lay down though and say Sith and Jedi.
Yeah,
they do.
Me too.
They do.
So not that it's a different name, but we know.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, again, something
because
pulled from our world to put into the story.
Right, because it's an original concept. Yes, they use the First Order Stormtrooper helmets, but again, it's this own world. It doesn't necessarily have to be the future of it, and you know, or in the Skywalker saga. So, yeah, man, I'm curious, and again, that's probably why this one was kicked off. It's like this what basically have this whole backstory or this this world building in this 15-minute short. You know, fantastic, dude.
Yeah.
And
they're kind of hard to theorycraft because
they are. Yeah.
You don't know who exists in their world.
Right.
Like it's like he's not going to see Thrawn. I'm sure of that. Right. So I don't have to. I can put that one away. You know, he's not going to see Luke or Kylo. So it's like I don't know. It's that's kind of what the fun is with these. Is I have no clue where they're going to go.
100%.
That's what's cool.
And that is fun.
Yeah,
it is fun
because
be
so far in the future that it's just little remnants of tech and armor that have been picked up too.
Yeah, I had to remind myself about that.
I think he's Jedi, and he kind of gave it away with handing the Kyber crystal and saying like this is protection and power. So maybe kind of that's his disguise. Is even though he's a Jedi, he knows what he can get away with by yielding that. Like if he had to.
I mean, he did say he did tell the Sith. He did tell the Sith lady he is no Jedi.
He's yielding red blades. That's the crazy thing, though. It's like he doesn't really show what he was before. It's just you have no idea what he is. All you know is just this guy's out killing Sith.
Right.
He says he's no Jedi, like Ahsoka. Like I say, he's like that. Like like a Ronin. What's a Ronin? Isn't it a rogue samurai or something? What is it? I don't know, Joey.
It's like a samurai without a family, right?
Yeah, Ronin's like a rogue samurai with no clan.
There you go. That's what he is, and he's just a rogue Force user, no clan. He doesn't claim Sith or Jedi, but he knows probably the Sith are the bad side, and he needs to take care of these people.
Right.
You know, he doesn't believe in the Jedi stuff, maybe the Jedi dogma, but would wipe out the Sith on his own.
Well, cool. Hey, real fast, I want to bring in our guest. He's actually here, and get his final thoughts on this episode. Then we're going to go into the next one. So
give him 30 seconds. That's all he gets for being 30 minutes.
Yeah, right. So, Adrian, mic check.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah.
Oh, we've got Ayo, Mr. Big Geek himself, and he's
Hey, I'm gonna tell you guys right now that Ronin was a Sith, baby. That's all it was. And you can't change that. If you guys actually did you guys watch the director's commentary and all that?
I didn't.
No.
If you dive into that, he tells you that Force user was a Sith. He's on his own now. Basically left this order, now he's on the way. So it's all about that, dude.
So the Ronin.
He'll make his rule of 2 now. He'll get it down to his favorite one with him.
I don't know. Well, right. Well, I thought about that too when he showed them all. Is that just why? Because he believes in the rule of 2, and if there's been that many, he's getting rid of them until he's down to his own choice.
Could be.
But again, I hate to even think about it because again, since it's so not related, it could be anything. Right?
Yeah.
Well,
they have the rule of 10. And so,
Well, that's why, Adrian, before you came here, we were saying like this is the only episode in this series that has a book to follow it.
Yes.
So it has got a companion piece to it. And we're talking about the enriched world building that this episode gave us.
Yes. That novel, when's it hitting? October 14th. You could pre-order it right now on Amazon if you guys have it. I'm all over that.
Chris literally has.
Chris has an advanced copy.
I just
you want to send that to me?
I've had it for weeks, dude, and I haven't.
Dude, send it to me. I'll take care of it. I'll review it for you guys.
There you go. Well, before we move on to the next one, Adrian, your thoughts on the duel, like overall thoughts. Is it your favorite of these or?
It's tied. Now that I've rewatched this one and I might as well say it, The Ninth Jedi. Multiple times, and they're neck and neck, dude. But this first episode to dive into it like this was amazing.
punch in the face, right?
Punch in the face, man.
Yeah,
I mean, and I think we did get spoiled to him being Sith because in that preview you see his red lightsaber,
right?
But we don't know. We didn't know at the time.
Right, because we were just talking about he could be an Inquisitor taking him. He doesn't believe in the Sith or the Jedi
exactly.
or whatever. But if the director's cut said he was a Sith at some point.
Yes.
It makes it even better, in my opinion.
Yes, I recommend you guys dive into that. It's like a 5-6 minute director's commentary short.
Yeah, they're all pretty quick. I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay. I didn't do the ones I liked. I watched the ones that I didn't like. That way I could figure out what the hell they were trying to think. I'm like, why the F did you do this?
Did you not like the duel, Chris?
No. I loved the duel and I loved Ninth. That's why I didn't watch the director's piece. I watched the director's piece on the crappy ones. I wanted to know what was going on. I'm like, why? What was in your head right
here? Yeah. So I thought it was amazing. It was the perfect way to lead us into this expanded universe. You know, when it comes to Star Wars. Yeah. And like I said I did a little piece for my buddies at the Canon Cantina. I hope you guys don't mind me mentioning.
No, please do. Please do.
Heath and Jade over there, and I told them that this is where I plant my flag as a Star Wars fan. Everything outside of the trilogies, these kind of stories is where I live in, dude. Yeah. You know, so I loved it off the bat.
Yeah.
Hi everybody. Scott, Ernie,
buddy.
Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Long time no talk to.
It's been a minute. It's been a while, dude. And Mooch, of course.
The last time you were on, Adrian, we weren't live. Like, we didn't go live, you know what I mean? So it's a whole different atmosphere.
Oh, we weren't? It was
that was pre-recorded.
Wasn't he on the 100th?
Yes.
I think he was on the 100th.
Okay. Well, that show, but like an actual sitting with us for a whole hour.
Oh, okay. I was the last.
It's a whole new format. So yeah.
No, I'll keep it clean. I promise.
I promise every time.
If you slip, you slip. But yeah, welcome, Adrian.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through these, and A+ on that episode.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Now let's. I don't know if this is gonna reverse. I don't know where this one's going, but let's get into episode 2.
Real hard.
Tatooine Rhapsody got a lot of heat. On not good heat either. And I'm gonna just preface this like this. I watched it. I was entertained. Is it my favorite? Hell no, it's not my favorite. Is it something I want to continue watching? No, I don't like these. I don't like the
cutesy ones.
Stepping outside of the it's really stepping outside of Star Wars. Remember, Chris, the Tales of the Jedi, or even the
you watch your mouth now. You watch your mouth.
No, right? Not Tales from Jedi. I'm sorry, Tales from Mos Eisley. Certain point of view where it was mostly like the band's point of view and this and stuff. And those kind of take you out of Star Wars a little bit. Yes, it's in the Star Wars universe as a living human, but
I love those. I didn't like this at all. I'm tolerant of it because I'm like, hey, let me watch this. I'm like, I get it. I get the animation is going to be different. They're doing an anime thing.
I didn't mind the animation. Yeah,
I didn't either. That's what I'm saying. I don't mind any of that. But as I'm watching it, and the second time, for God's sakes, the second time I hated it, and I'm like, they made Boba Fett a pussy even in it just to make this fan cool. Not at all. I don't like it at all. I think. All right,
guys, you have a great night.
Ernie's out on that one, dude.
Sorry, Ernie.
Here's the good and the bad.
Right when he's being a badass and everything else, he's gonna crowd surf and get kicked off by a fucking.
Hey, he was crowd surfing. That's cool in itself, right there.
Adrian comes in and Chris falls apart.
Right? Yeah. That's it.
As long as it was me, dude.
Chris
Scott, you had something.
Yeah, it's got some good points and it's got some really bad points. Good points are Tamura Morrison doing the voice of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That. Okay, Boba Fett's cool. The way the kid was a Padawan and got away. I mean, during Order 66, that was cool. The fact that Mark Thompson did some of the voices for some of the characters, that was really cool. The rest of this episode was completely disposable. As a musician and a rock and roll fan, I hated this. I really did not enjoy
the execution in this one. Like the style, I don't mind because again, this is what the purpose of Visions is supposed to be. Like different stylized. Like I said, Boba Fett, it reminded me of those Galaxy Heroes toys back in the day for the little kids. You know, with the big feet, big head, big arms.
It was Pokemon set in the Star Wars universe. That's what this was. It was a Pokemon episode.
But again, putting this in some sort of time frame canon, whatever. You got a Padawan Jedi on the run. And he becomes a musician to hide that he's a Jedi. It's kind of like it's real cringy, but I don't mind.
It's just a microphone. Get out of here. I don't know.
All right, so not my favorite, of course. I don't think it's anybody's favorite, but
I think this
Not
was
the worst.
directed.
I don't know. It might be. It had Boba Fett. Ernie, was it your favorite?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
bull crap, Ernie. Bull crap, Ernie. Ernie loved it.
Buying this shirt for the kids. I mean,
he's got the tattoo of that Boba Fett right there.
The flying Boba Fett.
Right.
Let's see that.
So was that Slug supposed to be Jabba's son or something that he was running away from the crime syndicate?
He's
or
a
what?
Hutt. He was a Hutt who was
a Hutt, obviously.
who ran away.
There was a bounty. They were going to kill him, and then they made a deal, and then
They're going to publicly
Jabba loved
execute him
him.
before the race. That's awesome.
Right.
Play one last show, the greatest show ever. One last show. What was that? One good rock show can change the world. That's like that whole message I got out of this.
And I bet you a lot of
Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
I bet you a lot of
Jabba
anime
tapping his
fans
toe to the
really,
music. Oh, my
really
God.
did like it. Like,
yeah.
Well, it's because of the style of the anime, Ernie. That's
correct. It was, and that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. It was. I'm sure it's popular amongst other people, like a lot. Like, you had that music, the big eyes, everything about it. You know, the story, the way it was jumping around and everything.
Yeah.
Like they could have seen our Ronin episode and they would have crapped all over that.
Oh,
like,
yeah, sure.
What is this? And then they see this one and like, oh, okay, here it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we were both we were on different ends, and that's what we got to remember. That's exactly what this was all the different styles.
As soon as it was over, I looked at Julie and I said, "Well, that was cute."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just way
like
different.
Bounty.
We're not seeing it in that way.
Yeah. Well, like Bounty B&B just said, Jabba tapping his tail. I halfway expected it before I even seen that. Like
that, I got a smile out of that, dude. I got
me too.
I laughed.
So, like I said, I'm not mad at this episode, but it was kind of like, oh, here we go. You know,
next episode.
Yeah, it's like maybe we.
See, and I'm not mad at the next episode.
I'm mad.
This we'll disagree on this next one. Pretty good. I think we're gonna have a debate. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's get into it. Like, let's get into the next one because again, Tatooine Rhapsody had its place. Okay, it's whatever. I mean,
it was cool. I'm sure some people liked it. I wish Boba would have came in another episode some other way.
Yeah,
I mean, I hear Tamora Morrison coming in to do it, and then you get excited.
Right.
And you get the campy one. So I'm sorry, to me, campy. And then
correct.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I'd buy that Boba shirt for my kids, my little kids, or nieces and nephews. Like, hey, look, here's a cool Boba Fett shirt. You know,
they should have done the bounty hunter. Nobody did the bounty hunters in this style, and that would have been
right.
What?
Right. Exactly. So
come on.
that's okay. I get it. It just it was.
You're right, Chris. I mean, like almost every single one of these, it was just Jedi themed throughout.
But also,
like,
the next time we're all together and you hear my ringtone of that song, don't judge me. It's just Star Wars is life. So I already had to buy it.
That's awesome, guys. All right, the twins. Now, when I was watching this, at first I was sitting there going, okay, I dig it. Two, like Chris was mentioning, a alternate universe where the twins were Sith twins instead of Luke and Leia. We got Luke and Leia in this kind of version, kinda.
That's what it is.
And then one was like, I don't want you to end the world, and then one is like, I'm going to end the world, and then as the episode kept going, I was like, okay, I don't. And now they're in space, and then the holdo maneuver at the end. I was like,
but it was just over the top, crazy anime. Stuff, and it was
ridiculous.
Everybody's exaggerated, and like I said, this is an Elseworld thing. This is an alternate, a what if timeline.
I know,
right?
and I know you've got to have a suspension of disbelief.
Yeah,
and
you do, and I get, and we
they're
do.
battling in space.
Oh,
they're
that part sucks.
They're going into hyperspace, hanging onto an X-wing, doing the holdo maneuver with a lightsaber in hand. It was the dumbest thing I'd seen to date.
It was the dumbest thing besides holdo herself.
I would rather watch Attack of the Clones than this thing ever again.
No, I'm going to watch it again, and I far from love it. But I like the concept of the. This is what I thought.
That's what I think. Yeah,
you're seeing it through. As long as it's like we're getting a different version of what we know, instead of putting it into our canon. This is like, okay, this is something completely different from somebody else's eyes that they wrote it, and that's how I'm seeing it now. Mind you, the lightsaber upside down being 140 feet long is ridiculous. Being out in space, I was cracking up. Right, I'm if Leia was bad, everybody's going to lose their minds here, right?
Right.
But it is what it is. It's this anime feature, and that's kind of the style and they do stuff like that, right? I mean,
yeah.
I would.
But we didn't know why the brother was going against this, because they had this grand setup with like 2 Star Destroyers with the gun in the middle.
That was cool. The Gemini class
right?
Star Destroyer was cool.
Yeah. And it made so much sense, right? Like the twins, Gemini, all that stuff. But then all of a sudden we just jump into, I mean, maybe we can headcanon it and just kind of do our own thing.
There's no need to canon it.
Well, I mean, like why the brother is going against. There was no reason for it. It was just
he
like,
just realized it was wrong, so he popped off his suit with the eject button. And it just pops right off, and then
I think it started strong with the idea.
Yeah,
you get
I agree.
They're born, in the dark side of the Force, and it's the Sailor Moon anime.
Yeah.
Well, they were both pretty much clones, weren't they clones?
Yes, they were clones.
That was cool.
That was cool. Like I said, that idea. It was like, holy shit! I'm into it. Give me there. And then when I saw this, okay, that guy looks too much like Luke. If she takes her helmet off and looks too much like Leia, I'm just gonna
going downhill.
It was going downhill real quick. Then, like I said, strong. It started off strong. It's just I could not get into it because of that Sailor Moonish anime.
Yeah.
So that's just one that I just couldn't. I mean, I finished it. I haven't revisited that one episode. Like I said, started off strong, is where I wanted to be with those kind of stories. It just lost me real quick, dude.
Yeah, I gave it like a 2 because of the story. I just didn't hate it as much. I didn't trash this one. Like I have 0s on some of them. This one's a 2 because I liked the idea. I didn't like the execution at the end.
I think that's what it is. On paper, I think it was like, this is awesome.
You know what this was, dude? This was free comic book day. This should have been a comic book in panels that somebody tried to bring into a 15-minute episode. I mean, basically,
you're right.
Like this is the handout, free comic book day. Here you go. You read it, and like that, because like you hear it, and yes, the concept was there. The story would have been cool, but then it just went way Sailor Moon crazy. But that's what I'm saying. It was I could see this in panels, and then that would be cool, but. Yeah, like this. Yeah, no, this wasn't a favorite for me.
Joe, is this one of the ones you really dug, dude?
I think I gave it 3 stars. I mean, like you said, it started off strong, and then
with that idea.
But again, I took it for what it was. It was an anime cartoon.
Yeah,
you knew it was gonna be over the top, but the thing that really threw me off was just them being in space with no. Just like
called it on that.
That's what threw me off. That's probably the only thing that really threw me off. Everything else didn't really bother me because it's anime. So
that's where I would rate it, like a 3 stars, 3 out of 5. I wouldn't give it like a. It's like I love that idea, dude. Just lost me, bro.
Yeah, I like the other piece too. I like the idea of the clones instead of having a birth. It's like what if Luke and Leia had died with Padme, and you didn't have it, and all of a sudden the Emperor tries to clone from Anakin and May. That's kind of how that feels, right?
See, and that was cool to come out the gate saying that they were Sith clones.
Yeah,
they were born.
That would have been.
Right,
would have been the opposite of what happened.
Cool.
Right.
That's what happened, Ernie. I said, Sith, you say? And I stood up. And then it did.
Right.
Yep. All right,
and then, like Chris says, they hit the eject button. Everything goes. Yeah.
Again, this isn't my lowest of this too, but again, it's like middle ground. I'm gonna say it's middle ground for me. Just I hate it. I hate it. All right.
That was fast.
No. I had to go. I replayed it in my head real fast. Like, no, I hate it. I had that Tombstone moment. Like, should I hate this guy?
2, maybe even a 3. It is what it is.
Redo, please.
It didn't offend me, and I didn't love it.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, the next one now. I think across the board, first off, we're gonna go with The Village Bride, episode 4. The Village Bride.
Okay.
I was lost completely. I'm lost. I'm confused on what happened.
I'm going to jump in right now. This is why.
Go ahead.
It wasn't off to Chris.
It wasn't Star Wars at all. Not
100%.
one effing bit. Everything they put in there, Star Wars, was done after the fact. They wrote this goddamn anime way before they decided to put it into a Star Wars universe, right? Yeah. They said, you know what? Let me say 2 things, Star Wars. I have a bad feeling about this. Oddly placed after they said something almost exactly the same right before. Yeah. And then the very last line is, and may the force be with you. After they talked about their vagina. Screw off, man. This whole episode was garbage. Nothing to do with Star Wars. When you've seen the Star Wars stuff, when you've seen like the droids, didn't even match. It's like they drew it in later, right?
No, correct.
Complete garbage.
Nothing was matching. It was really weird. You know what it was your school project that got turned in and you cheated.
Yeah.
Right? Like you pulled no, for real, like you pulled from somewhere else your big brother, your older brother who was already had pasted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too much copy and paste.
Okay, I have this. And I know, okay, Joey did this like 2 years before me. Okay. And Chris is right. You put it together. Because it was really weird. It was really weird to have the real voice of the droids after all of that was what? I mean, you're trying too hard to make it Star Wars what we feel like. No,
I feel like this was this dude's story, right? Like he's like, you know what? I've told this story, but I don't get the audience. This is my chance to get the audience. They asked me to do Star Wars. People are going to watch this, so I'm gonna put out my story that I've had for 30 effing years.
Correct.
I'm gonna add some Star Wars elements.
Yeah,
my story gets seen by a
to that audience. Too. I felt that way too because it felt like when they ask you, okay. The difference between Scott and Marco. Marco, I need you to go ahead and do me a Star Trek cartoon. Scott would be all over that, right? And you would be whatever because that dude too, the one I kept getting.
I would make that bet on purpose.
Kind of slap in the face was that bucket. So don't we call them buckets? From Boba's headgear.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I was just looking at a picture of that.
Right, and the guy literally looked like he just had a bucket on. Like, here you go. Here's one of your buckets. Like, I didn't understand what that was. He didn't need it for no certain reason because he had it on and off. Right. So again, here you go.
Here's the thing. Here's what the tagline is: a Jedi on the run takes in the unique customs of a remote village under threat by a warlord. That's the summary or the plot, right?
I felt like she was from Mortal Kombat.
But
it wasn't a Star Wars.
Well, what is it? What did it have to?
Star Wars people setting?
What did it have to do with the village bride? Besides the whole ending at the end when she's like, whatever. But like he was seeing visions of the planet. The guy's saying, "Let the planet talk to you," and then we saw the thing.
It wasn't even the Force. It was the Magina.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. It was.
Who named it?
Here's what I was confused with. Was she supposed to be like a sacrifice? And what was the point of her husband? Was he supposed to go with her?
They left us in the dark with all of that stuff.
Yeah,
I think that's why this turned out the way it did.
But see, that's the thing, though. I get it. Like what you guys are saying about the whole, there was no like the Star Wars thing was like weird. It was just, it felt like it didn't really like like you said, they just plugged it in. But I took it again for what it was. It was an anime story. And that's how I saw it.
But I'm not an anime fan, so I just got bamboozled into watching somebody's anime cartoon instead of an anime Star Wars cartoon, which I would watch. Right? Yeah. So that's what happened. I wasn't, going in there. I went in there and it got tricked. That's what it was.
Yeah,
it was a bait and switch.
I'm kind of like when Ernie was saying. I'm not Mando Mike's comment. Douglas Tupper's comment. I was with him with. The thought with the character with the helmet was cool when I first saw it. Like,
but he wasn't like Star Wars. That could have been in anything. That was already in the anime that he drew. It was already there.
When it first was introduced, I was like, okay, where are we going with this? And then when it didn't go anywhere, I was like, yeah, I'm done with it. So
because it was already there. It was like the freaking knight from
Night or the
Knights of Nia.
Yeah. So Mando Mike had a feeling all these were going to be way off. Yeah, you know what, Mike? Right from the duel, right from the duel, I'm like, yes, this is going to be awesome. And a couple of them that we're going to get into were like completely amazing, but some of them were way off. And
I'm sure this is a fine anime. I'm sure it is. And had you told me to sit down and watch this anime and give you a judgment on it, I probably would have figured it out differently. Yeah, you told me I'm going to watch a Star Wars anime, and you lied to me. That
and see, the only thing is, I did love all these. Yes, like you guys said, I'm sure. Adrian, Joey, and I would love these. Compared to you three.
Correct.
But my only thing here is that there wasn't enough music for you, Scott. There wasn't. You didn't like the music episode. And then the only thing is, I tried to piece this together. Like, do you know how many times I had to rewind that where they touched the thing and the blue light came and she goes, oh. And I was like trying to figure it out because I still don't figure it out.
I watched it once all the way through, and I'm like, nope, never again.
I couldn't figure that part out, and that's where I was definitely with Chris of you saying that this is somebody's project that got turned into something because
he found a hard drive from a student film and like his
studio kept telling him no. And it's like, this is the way I'm getting it out now. This is my Star Wars one. You guys don't like it?
Literally, right, Scott? Didn't it look, because now we're getting into Scott's work here. Did that not look like an overlay of like the droids?
Oh, yeah.
Like
after the fact kind of deal?
Yes.
I'm telling you.
And then his over here?
Yeah.
They're sitting there laughing. They're all, Disney gave us $10 million to do this. I already have it. I already have it. We got $60. Let's go ahead and get this stuff together. Throw some battle droids. I got 2 lines to put in. Put these 2 lines in here, which they did.
The battle droids were cool.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Not enough.
I probably watch it again and see when there's a bad feeling about this. And the very end, when she says, "May the Force," they're the 2 most awkward things ever. Just added.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And Ernie mentioned it, and we've mentioned too. It's like the audience for this, like it's funny, like. I'm not an anime fan, so I was trying to like become one with this, like a little bit, and
my son is. I was hoping it would be like I dig this anime now.
But again, some people might like it. I just haven't heard that yet. We put a poll on our Facebook group too on like pick your favorite episodes too, and this didn't get any love at all.
But everybody
there's not one episode that I hated.
It was great.
There's not one episode that I hated. I mean, there's some that
on a Star Wars level, though. I get
that's what it is.
Like Ernie was saying, on a Star Wars level, though, you guys would like anime. I say anime.
That's exactly it. 100%. On a Star Wars level, there are episodes that I hate, and on a Star Wars level, there's episodes I love, like the next one we're going to talk about.
Okay, what's the next one? We'll move on from the negative.
So the next one is probably going to be until we cut off here today, and we'll pick it up the rest tomorrow because this is gonna be a little long. My favorite. This one is my favorite. It's the Ninth Jedi.
Oh yeah, it's just
the Ninth Jedi by
insanely good
from beginning to end. It felt Star Wars. It had a great twist on the kyber crystals. Like, okay, I know that.
Love that.
I actually almost like this version of the kyber crystals than the canon version.
I do like this more. Yes. I like it so much more.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I do like the fact that make kyber crystals bleed for all that stuff, and they're living, things.
Yeah, I'm okay
but
with
this one was like it tuned to the user, and if you were Sith, it turned red, and again. I just want to say this, like the beginning of the film, you had like just a force sensitive person and a colorless crystal saber because she was the daughter of the blacksmith that was making these her
connection
sabers.
to the force wasn't strong enough to make the
decision what direction she's gonna go, right? And
it's called Savvy's. They were at Savvy's workshop.
It was.
They would have called him Savvy. That would have been
amazing.
Really
cool.
Look, I don't know if I'm the only one that caught this, but that blacksmith, he made those crystals that way on purpose because the instructions he got from the Margrave, right?
Right.
He said this is exactly how he wanted me to build them. Once the user touches the lightsaber, we're going to find out. And I think it's because the whole Sith were killing the Jedi and they're infiltrating them.
How smart is that, right?
That's,
call
that's
call
like
in
next level stuff, man.
Yeah, call in a calling out there for the Jedi to come here, and then 8 Jedi show up, and then the Sith will kill themselves.
Five show up.
Yeah,
Wait,
5 Force users show up there to collect their
lightsabers, and then it was the exact. The reason was to sift out the Sith. It was like that was the the Jedi and the robot was the
oh my god, dude! And we have a feeling that the blacksmith he not only was a Force user, but he had to be a Jedi at some point.
He seemed like he was one of his Jedi. I think that was in the count. When you get to 9, because you have to include him to get 9. Yeah.
So I thought that was great, dude.
Yeah,
because it was 6. The man, the girl, that was 8.
Yeah.
And then Margrave. Did you count the Margrave?
He's the 9th. Yeah.
Well, I thought the girl was the 9th. Like,
that was she was the 9th. Yeah.
She's the 9th. The Margrave's the 8th. The guy's the 6th. And there were 6 people there.
Yeah.
So the guy came in, and there were 5 other ones.
Yeah.
Because there was one behind the statue that came out later. The droid look at the
that big
dark side. I sensed the dark side.
And the big dude had a purple lightsaber at the end. I mean, come on, because he was both. Remember, he said it got away from me for a little bit. I got into character.
I got wrapped up in their darkness.
Yes.
I got
so let me say this. I watched this episode at work, right?
Yeah.
So I got my earphones in and everything. I'm watching it, and when they all ignited their sabers and they were all red, I was like, "Oh!"
Joey, I stood up and gave a salute. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh God, Joey's dumped jet fuel on himself again."
Yeah, and I was like, everyone's looking at me, and I'm like, "You guys don't understand. Just move along,
move along."
That was
that was the part where I lost my.
Yes.
I was
like, unexpected.
Yeah,
unexpected. I thought, like again, the plot's telling you they're all going to be there because maybe the guy that's summoning them is a Sith and they're going to kill him on because they didn't have weapons.
And he looks Sithy, right? He's got a Vader-esque.
Margrave looks evil.
Yeah, looks awesome.
And then we get the whole backstory that lightsabers have been gone for a while now, right?
By the time that kid was born, though, they didn't say how long because they said generations since the Jedi, but they haven't seen a lightsaber since before that kid was born. So at least 20 years, but they're generations away from the Jedi. Yeah. So that's why I say this is the easiest one to be in canon because that's where the time frame we would need. Generations later, they're trying to rebuild something. I think that logo that I talked about in the chat, the logo is reminiscent of Ahsoka, right? Yes. Like a stylized look of Ahsoka's logo on the back. This could be a rebuild based on her beliefs that we're going to see. We can make this one canon. This one could work.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
The only thing difference is the kyber crystals. I mean, but
it's not even that different. Like he said, if it was at this point the tech, they're generations later, and he's figured out a way to make them.
That's true too, because they're living. So
and then the saber battles, they're straight showing them getting hacked in half.
Which is great. And
Joey, how dare you bring that up, Joey? Don't bring that up.
And blood and everything. So the thing about this one, though, too, which is a good point, is I get that everyone was an anime style and all different and everything, but when you watch this one, it was proof that when you put thought into it and thinking about it, you can make a great story out of all the elements that you have and the knowledge that you have, and do it in your style.
Well, look who popped up here, Ernie. Look who popped up here. The three that are not anime fans, all that we talked about was the Star Wars story. We haven't even talked about the animation style. What the other ones was like animation style, and because there was no Star Wars story to really like kind of delve into. So this is your perfect example.
To be honest,
I'm not an anime fan at all.
Yeah.
That's more, Chinese and
sure.
I mean, that Chinese and I know Dario loves it, and you also have Adam on the other end, and they're always clowning me for not. Now, what I love though is the animation style. Batman animated series,
right.
And all of these animes, I know all the different animation styles because I love that. It's hard for me to get into an anime story because, like I said.
Animation.
Yes.
Yeah, I love animation.
It could be anime. It could be animation. If the story is good, and then I'm in. So
see, and that's exactly what I was saying. Was that my problem with anime is, like I said, it feels like a little kid trying to tell you a story about his day, and that's what I always find so hard.
And then
how you jump back and forth through everything. You don't know it's the past, and then you're looking at now and everything like that. But this one was, such a great storyline. Like you're saying, we can put this anywhere. The little symbols and everything, and then to have that, like, dude, I just want Disney to incorporate this one as type of marketing sales. Because imagine, if they do give us a kyber crystal that can change all colors, that you can buy and do, and I was kind of looking at
like a mood ring lightsaber. So if you're
correct. Right? Because what they have on that's supposed to be coming out is they're supposed to be having the saber that actually comes out,
right,
and everything. So I love when she showed that it was going to different heights and everything.
Right,
that was crazy.
That was again,
that makes sense because Yoda had a shorter blade, so it's obviously possible. That made complete sense.
Well, no, they did it. They did that in Rebels whenever Ezra made his first lightsaber.
Oh, you're right. Sure did.
You could adjust the length of the saber.
Yeah. I also would you guys agree with the beacon that was sent out?
Yeah. Would you guys agree that this guy did his homework on it? He did his Star Wars homework on this.
Yeah. Or he's like us.
Yeah.
He's like us. He lives and breathes and eats this stuff. So
now you tell me what about the animation style. Part of that is I know it's all anime, but that style right there feels like the easiest transition from the animation we see in our cartoons a lot, right, into anime. That's another reason it was just really easy. You could do a whole series. That's close enough to Clone Wars type look, where not quite there, but it's an easy transition. It's not Toby, and it's not Rhapsody, and it's not those. It's a lot closer to.
What was hard about this one that was pulling me away was that character that Joey likes, that big one. Man, it felt real Thundercat-ish. Like he was from Thundercats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Thundercat reboot.
I love that the way he looked, dude.
And that was hard though. You know what I mean? Because we're talking that we love, like Chris said, we love animation. We love all this old stuff. That was hard for me. Every time they cut to him, it felt very Thundercats. You know, he did. He looked like.
I want that figure, dude. I don't care. One thing I didn't notice what I've been told, and I've seen this episode at least 6-7 times.
Sure.
When they're saying that character we're talking about, Ernie, when he, he's questioning like, who are you? And his lightsaber's turning purple because that's the dark side and the light side fighting.
At the same time, hers is changing.
Yes,
they're both changing at the same time. So
I caught that, but at the end of it, when he's walking away after Caro tells him, "Hey, this is not you," his lightsaber turns green.
Oh, did it? I didn't see it. I saw.
Did you guys see that?
Oh wow! I thought it stayed purple.
Guess I'm gonna have to watch
as they're walking off, he's fully
he calmed down.
To the light side. The darkness basically faded away, and he has the green.
I would always love that because that's what I would explain Mace, and I would just love something like that. Right? I would love something like that. He never quite came back. I always have that piece of Mace in my head that he's.
But see, the thing with Mace is compared to this character, Chris Mace had control of whenever he dabbed into the dark side.
He used it for his fighting style, correct?
Exactly, and that's that fighting style is it's what the dark side uses. This guy was all over the place, and that's why I kept changing. And one thing that I caught, and I very interested in this, I don't think this was one faction of one Sith. I think these were different Sith.
Oh yeah, factions. They didn't know each other. They didn't know
exactly.
Right?
So I'm how deep is it? This can be Darth Krayt Sith, where there's hundreds of them all over the place, right? Yeah. And that blew my mind. Like, dude, if we take it there, they actually do that. I'm in. Yeah. I'm in. And the 100%. Guy said he can turn this into a 2-hour movie easily.
Easy.
I'm definitely doing those director's commentary after the show.
And again, you can make it canon because it won't screw with anything. He's got the style down. He's got the vibe. He's got the look. It's got the everything in here we need. Mind you, okay, hold on. Fishing into the planet's rings is cool, but it wouldn't take 3 seconds. Right, just let's get that out of our heads real quick. That was a silly anime move there, but it was a cool thing. You know what this thing proved though? Mary Sue's aren't a problem. People just wanted to complain about the movies. That girl came out being told she didn't have a strong enough force connection and wrecked shop on a speeder bike backwards around everything. Then went into a full-on lightsaber battle with full-on Sith. Yeah, Mary Sue's are not
once you get in tune with that force, man. And
it was just people didn't want Rey. Is what it was.
The speeder bike scene was dope.
I agree.
Yeah, I get it though. I don't hear nobody yelling. I don't hear anybody yelling Mary Sue about this. And this is way worse than Rey.
I got a feeling like she's been training with her dad, not in the force because he knows she's not there yet, but with her lightsaber skills, I mean that is Shang-Chi and doing that voice, and they had to throw that in there.
Going backwards on a speeder bike like she did with the blade blocking, there was no training for that. Zero. So it's like it's okay here. I just think fans and
you got it, Michael.
Be consistent, guys, because there was nothing wrong here. Just call it what it is.
And can we all agree that the Margrave was a powerful Jedi, dude?
Oh yeah,
yes.
The way he cut through those Sith, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, dude, he has to be a powerful Jedi. And it showed. And even when he got a little bit resistant, the helmet comes off. I love it. I love the way he looked. The helmet comes off. He has the scars. I'm like, yo, he's been in some wars.
I love the look that they gave him under the helmet.
Yeah. And
that was a great look.
He's slicing through them. People are getting cut in half. There's holes in people. I'm like, they have no chance.
That had more of a Old Republic type feel, right? In the future, that's what we're gonna get with some.
It had a major, and I the one thing I want to say, like between these 5 that we've talked about, like there is a such thing as Star Wars heart. There's a heart that makes Star Wars special. Like the next one, TOB one, that's a heartfelt show. This one, because of that simple change in the kyber crystals holding it, and when she became when her lightsaber ignited green and she became the purpose of her destiny kind of deal, that Star Wars heart, you know what I mean? That emotional tie to it. and that sense of adventure is there now. It's just like that's why all I did is talk about the story first before any kind of animation or look on anything, because this one hit me. It hit home. It was like, I get it now. It's like, it
was Star Wars.
It was really
fit.
good.
I didn't have to think about anything else. It's just like, oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, there's 5 stars on this one.
And the cool thing, real quick, with the director of this, when they asked him, like, you left it wide open, it looks like you can head into a second part of this. He goes, what are you talking about? I have that ready. It's ready to go. It's ready to go. Like, I have that ready. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Them going to say that, but we can dive into the Margrave's history, dude. He himself has an interesting story.
Before you came on, Adrian, we were talking about that, how like Visions, this doesn't have to be just a one shot. Like,
exactly.
This could be like Visions Part 1 and Visions Part 2, and you can expand on this. It doesn't always have to be Japanese anime. You can go to like Eastern or Mexico has some amazing animators down there. And maybe that would be awesome if they can continue those stories, maybe with the different style. I don't know.
Well,
it's just
this is season 1. I'm figuring with the success of this,
I'm hoping, dude, because you know what, like, as there are some episodes that I'm like, I don't care for, but again, give me Visions Part 2 with some episodes I don't care for, because
that's okay.
Exactly.
I think the good or the great episodes outweigh the bad.
Correct.
By so much. They're so strong.
As a whole,
100%.
this Visions was a success.
For
sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I said, I gave it up. I gave Visions as a whole a B, like a solid B for Star Wars content. It is what it. And again, I've only watched it maybe like 1.5 times through. I'm gonna do those director's cuts because I didn't even know they existed.
I didn't either.
Definitely gonna do those after we record.
You have to go to extras, Adrian.
Go to extras. Right where it says the episode, you go to extras, and then it's right there.
They're all less than 5 minutes. They're quick.
They're real quick. The big guy, the one who kept switching sides, I don't trust that guy. I hope he stays true to the Sith ways and kills this Margrave dude when his back is turned, because I would enjoy that very much. But
what's wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you?
Hey, the Sith. But no, I just thought that's some guy. He's going on with this journey. He just can't be trusted, dude. He desires power. That's why it was so easy for him to fall into the dark side, dude.
Yeah. Two things I want to bring up when you guys rewatch this. B&B brought this up. It was cool how the palace that they were looked like a lightsaber at the end of the episode. Because it was the final piece, and I got that straight up. Also, I do want you to go back and look for hidden Easter eggs. There is a Yoda in the clouds on one. There is I noticed
the Lion King.
Definitely Yoda in the clouds.
Oh, I'm not going back through these again. Besides Jedi and
I'll look at the ones and tell you.
You can show me.
Definitely Easter eggs. Yeah. And they're probably all in the Village Bride too, but no.
Go ahead.
So what we're going to do, guys, is next Monday when we reconvene, we're going to delve into the next 4 episodes, because this can go on another.
We went through the Duel and Ninth Jedi and Village Bride. Those are 3 pretty long.
Yeah, but the next 3, I think, like the Elder, TLB one, and La Pinocha, I think, because those are really good.
Yeah,
those are really good, and I think I do want to give them their just time. You know what I mean? So, if we continue to pick this up next week, Adrian, you're welcome to come back on next week to do it.
On time.
Awesome. Joey, unfortunately, is not going to be making the Monday shows until we do our switch over later on in the year for the Book of Fett. So, Joey, real fast, I do want to give you a couple minutes to kind of go over your final thoughts for Vision, since you're not going to be here next Monday.
All right,
Joey.
We already went over the Duel and the Ninth Jedi. I'm gonna say it. They were perfect episodes for me.
Yeah.
But the one that I've been watching more and more and more, and it gets better and better, is the Elder.
Yeah.
And that's the one. It was
great off the jump, Joey. What are you talking about?
No, I like it. But the more I watched it, the more I'm like, oh my God, it's perfection because of the samurai story, with the master and the Padawan battling an unknown enemy, and that is
very Star Warsy.
Yeah,
that's Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Lopan.
Yes.
You know, and the master was very Qui-Gon. He's very like Qui-Gon-ish.
Yes, I felt that too.
And the old man was very the elder was super, like a straight super villain.
Yep.
In
Star
Wars and anime, he's straight super villain, and the double
straight
blades.
Straight up Sith. I need a challenge. I need to kill this. I need it. So when we get into it again next year, I just want to get your final thoughts so we can carry that over to next year.
So my final thoughts on the whole Visions thing is I'm 100% in it.
Awesome.
And I'm for it. And
good, man.
Like I said, I didn't hate. There's not one episode that I hated. There's some that I just dislike more than.
Yeah, of course.
You won't revisit.
Yeah, like the TOB one. That one that I liked it, but it just for me it just felt more like for kids.
Yeah, well, tune in. Make sure you're in chat with us on Joey, because I got major thoughts on that. I won't be on the shows. I won't be on the shows, but I'll be in chat, so I'll still be around. Cool, man. Well,
you will be missed, bootleg.
Yeah, dude.
100%, dude.
I mentioned the schedule change. That's not coming until later, till we can nail down where the Book of Fett is actually taking place and stuff. But we'll talk about that later, and we'll make sure we give everybody plenty of time to do that. I hate rescheduling shows, but sometimes we just have to do. We have to do.
If they're doing so everybody knows, if they're doing on Wednesday releases now, we don't want to wait until Monday to talk about.
Yeah, it's a moot point. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the weekend's over, everything's there, so we'd have to move to either. Correct. Thursday or Friday for the show. Thursday.
Correct.
Which is a little tough.
Yeah. So with that, I do want to, Adrian, thank you, man, for joining us. I know it was last minute.
Thank you for having me. No, I reached out to you. I knew you guys were going to do this. I'm like, they're going to talk Visions. They're going to talk Ninth Jet. They're going to talk Ronin. I got to get in there and give them my, I got to bring the bad guy in, dude.
Yeah. So come on next week and finish this round up with us big time. So
I'm here because the elder. That's why.
Yeah, that's why, man.
Yeah. Not because of us.
No, not because of us. You can care.
Come on.
But Adrian, tell everybody where you can find you on your other projects, and before you leave.
You can find me on Instagram at @ayo_Mr. Big Geek. You can hear my 5-minute review with Duel of Fates playing on the background at the Cantina. That's at the Geek Out Network. Every week you can find me on Raw Live Unedited on the RU Weekly Show. I missed the last 2 recordings, my bad. And what else? I did something. I was on the Geek Out Show last week, I think. Yes, so you can hear me on there too. And Serious Nerd, that's coming back. So cool. It's a comic book podcast, so that's coming back soon. And just on Facebook on our RLU BS page. That's
awesome, man.
Yeah, something like
awesome,
that.
Dude. And then we'll catch you at the park at Disneyland Park one day too. So
yes, we all got to go back, dude. We've been there every day.
Yeah,
bastard. But yeah, I'm happy for you, dude.
Awesome.
I'm back home. I love it.
Super appreciate you guys having me on, dude.
Oh, dude, no problem.
And I'll be here next Monday.
Yeah, we'll finish this up next week and everything. So everybody in the pit being digested and putting your comments in, thank you so much. Make sure you come back next Monday. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share it with all your friends. Make sure you join our Facebook, Starlight Digest Central on Facebook, because we continue the conversation over there. We put polls up. We talk about everything that's going on in Star Wars news, rumors, all that stuff. I think did I leave anything else out, Scott, or is that?
Yeah, check out the Starlight Digest podcast on TikTok, where I'm doing the 1 minute toy reviews. And also our Patreon account, where you can log in, throw us a bone or two once a month. That would be really.
Aren't you guys gonna be at a con this weekend too?
I was just gonna take. Yeah.
Come on, I'm getting there.
Yeah, okay.
I'm building
up
to
the
that.
end. You buried the lead.
Yeah. You got to end with the big stuff, man. Because first I've got to say, because we also have Instagram and Twitter that Chris doesn't do anything with anymore. So
I removed it from my account. It's off my phone. I don't even.
Is it really?
Okay.
No, thanks for telling us.
I'm just kidding. I still have Twitter. I'm just okay. I took off TikTok.
Gotcha.
And then this weekend, October 1st, 2nd, 3rd, we're going to be at Vegas Unicon. It's down near Fremont Street in Las Vegas. It's a brand new convention center. This is going to be the kickoff event for this convention center. So
they were like, hey, this is a big one. We need Tim Zahn. We need Ashley Eckstein. We need the Starlight Digest. Get them all out here. So that's
right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. So
not in that order, but that's how it works.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Started with us, but I didn't want to be cocky.
Correct. Right.
Actually, kind of did, because he reached out to me whenever he was putting the thing together and said, "Hey, do you guys want to be part of this convention?"
Right.
That was almost 2 years ago now.
We didn't know who was going to be out there. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. He told me that maybe Ashley Eckstein, and that's happening. So, but yeah, this weekend, October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Sarlacc Digest is going to be there. I'm going to be there signing comics and prints and stuff like that. So come on out, visit us, say hi, get a picture taken with us, just hang out. Let's talk Star Wars, man. So you can
definitely
get tickets at Unicon. That's UNICON.Vegas. So there you go.
Nice. The weather's going to be nice, but we'll be indoors, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks for joining us. Where can we find you?
Right here. That's it.
All right, cool.
What you need.
Yeah,
you need to send me a copy of that Ronin if you're not going to read it. I'll review it and it for you guys. Now
I have the digital. I'll message me your email.
Yes, got it.
Cool.
Not
Bootleg
that
Joe.
might be allowed.
Edit that out.
Edit that out. Yes.
Okay,
we don't
the live
edit.
show.
Ixnay on the Ronin set.
I'm not watching that.
Oh my
Bootleg
God.
Joe, where can we find you?
They only watch when we theory craft. They're done by this point.
Yeah, that's true.
They're all done by the where can we find us.
No, he said if he does, he's giving us the exclusive review.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be by Chris.
Yeah.
We're here.
Is that what
If he's going into a Ronin episode,
He's
correct.
embargoed.
Right.
You can't give a review.
Right. They don't know that he's a podcast whore. That's
Right.
fine.
Not at all. They have no idea.
He's going to review it for me.
I do follow the ways of the Sith, so I'd be careful about that. So.
Never mind. There you go. So
God damn it. God damn it.
Damn.
I'm just staying silent, so when the court date
where you
comes,
gonna
I don't
be?
know
Where you
what to. Just,
Well,
don't know.
I'll be
don't
at
know anything.
the Sarlacc Digest on Facebook, and on IG, I'm at bootlegjoe_760. And I might not be on the show, but I'll still be in the chat when I can. And
You're
I'll
with
still
us
be on
with your
TikTok.
heart.
And
Yes.
sweating out Raider games.
My busted out heart.
Yeah.
Thanks to the stupid Raiders.
Awesome.
I love
Ernie,
them, but man, give me a heart
Ernie,
attack.
take us out.
Guys, you can find me with the Toy Migos every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for They're Not Dolls podcast. Join the Chat Migos and Cheney 180 on Tuesdays at an hour about 5 p.m. around there for a mid show with them. And then here Mondays at 8 p.m. with us. So we're continue this next week, which is going to be great.
I can't
so
wait.
if you haven't had your chance to go over them yet, after you followed all of us, joins the Facebook page and everything, go watch the last four so you can jump in the pit with us. And you guys, give us your reviews on what you think and everything. I did see one comment earlier that, somebody was mad at what we were saying. I get that. Then jump on in and explain your side to it. Because we're just a bunch of old farts who love old cartoon style.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, no,
and watch the director commentaries. They're really important. They dive into the characters a little bit more. You get more backstory.
Yeah, absolutely will. Absolutely
and then get in here and tell us exactly.
That's why I went to him. I'm like, what were you thinking?
What points we missed? But, because as long as you don't say that they were better than Resistance, because Resistance was still, these were all
I would never
way
say
better.
that.
Well, I mean, it depends.
No, they weren't. These were good.
Resistance was Star Wars. Two of these were not Star Wars.
Very true.
They were still better than Resistance, dude.
Yes, I concur.
They were still better than Resistance.
But all right, cool. So again, like, share, all that stuff. We will see you guys next week. Thank you, everybody. With that, Scott.
Keep it nerdy, everybody. Don't go anywhere, Adrian.